is the Final Lap Weekly.
On the Final Lap with us for the very first time, welcome Matt Kaulig to the program.
What's happening, guys? It's good to be here.
Not much now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a race team named the same thing as your last name, Kaulig Racing.
When I was coming up with a name, I was like, what should we call our race team? And then I thought, it'd be good just to call it Kaulig Racing. So super proud of all the men and women at Kaulig Racing and what we've been able to accomplish over the last 6 years. We're in our 6th season here in the Xfinity Series, and now we've run a couple of years part-time in the Cup Series. But, Kaulig Racing, that's what we decided.
Well, glad to have you aboard here. We've got to talk about probably the crown jewel of your team's accomplishments, the win, A.J. Allmendinger at Indianapolis after just, like you said, a handful of starts in the Cup Series. That must have been just incredible for you.
Well, it was incredible, and it was like it's one of those surreal moments in life. I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio, which is just a few hours from Indianapolis. And we used to go to the Indy 500 every year. So my dad would take us up to the Indy 500. And so, and he worked for a company named Rebestus Brakes, and he was the marketing guy, one of the marketing people, for that company. So, we had access and would go up to the suites. We would be all over the garage. We would have garage passes. So I kind of grew up in Gasoline Alley and kind of on the track. We'd taken track tours before, been down to the Brickyard, the Yard of Bricks. And so actually to several years later, actually run in a NASCAR race there and then have the opportunity to be like on the stage with the trophy down kissing the bricks. Just a really cool experience. It would be a really cool experience for any race fan or anybody that knows anything about it. But we actually got to do it and have a big old trophy with a big brick on it, to show everybody for the rest of our lives.
Absolutely. And you mentioned your car was lifted or hoisted up on that cylindrical Victory Lane thing. That in itself is pretty cool.
Just being up on that thing when the car raises up and, you're just standing there with all of your teammates, which you're intimately involved, very well. Everybody on the team, got to experience that and has a part in that victory. And just to be up there with your teammates and actually celebrating. And at the Brickyard, they've only run there since 1994. And, just to be up there and know that we accomplished one of the bigger races in NASCAR, if not, one of the bigger races in all of motorsports, is just an incredible thing. So it's a really cool thing for us to accomplish. Really cool thing for A.J. Allmendinger.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that A.J. Allmendinger ran the Indy 500 and was leading. He led the most laps. I don't even know what year it was, but several years ago. And while he was running, his belts came unloose. They came undone. Ooh. And so he had to come into pit, and he was the fastest car that day and just had bad luck. And so for that guy to get back to Victory Lane, or to actually be back at the Brickyard and actually win and accomplish it, it was a really special thing. I'm really proud of him, and really cool that we got to do that for him.
Definitely. Let's talk about AJ a little bit. He brings a lot to the table for your race team. He was kind of sidelined, didn't really have a gig, and he comes to your team. He won a week later after the Cup win. He won the Xfinity race at Michigan. He's got a lot to offer your team. He's got a lot to offer. He's a great race car driver. He's even known, throughout, I don't know if I'd say throughout the world, as a great road course driver, but he wasn't doing much. He was on the, he's not an old game. He's 39 years old. That's definitely not old. But even a couple of years ago, we talk about the way that I thought about it, Kerry, is, we have an opportunity to win as a race team against the big guys, against the Penske's and the Gibbs and the Hendricks and all these guys. We have an opportunity to win. Everybody does these super speedway races and these road course races. So
we said a couple of years ago, all right, well, how do we get the best? Why don't we just go get the best road course racer that's available or in the world? And so we did. We contacted AJ Allmendinger. He was a commentator at NBC for the IMSA races. And, we just contacted him and said, hey, do you want to race for us? And he's like, I would love to. So it's been a really cool relationship. He's done really, really well. How many road courses has he won? 2 or 3 for us. And, he's won ovals. I mean, he could have won that Daytona race a couple of weeks ago. I mean, he won Michigan. So he's turned out to just he's rejuvenated his career. And so I feel really proud that we've been able to do that for him. And he's been equally as great for our company and our team. He's helped our young drivers. I mean, Justin Haley's only 22 years old. Jeb Burton is fairly young in his career. And even some of the guys that we have coming up, we're really blessed and super happy to have AJ Allmendinger on our team.
We're on with Matt Kaulig of Kaulig Racing, and your main business, your bread and butter there is a leaf filter. How did you? What was the moment that made you decide? You know what? I've got this great business going on. I want to go racing and use that as my advertising tool. Yeah,
well, it was actually when 2014. Had the opportunity, literally got a random call from somebody just selling marketing, saying, do you want to sponsor a car? We could put your company's logo on our car. And, we all know that's crazy expensive, but it really wasn't too bad. So we ran our first race in 2014 in October at Charlotte. So we ran the fall race in Charlotte with Blake Cook in the Cup Series. Mm-hmm. And, we ran 2 races that year and just kind of, I don't want to say, I kind of say caught the bug. People in our company loved it. I took 60 people in that first race down to Charlotte. We sat in the stands. It was really cool to see our company's logo on a car. And, we thought, hey, as we're expanding nationally, or farther down south, I should say. I think we had 18 locations for Leaf Filter then. We weren't national yet, but it seemed like a really good opportunity to get our name out there in a bunch of the cities and NASCAR, all the following that NASCAR has. And so we did. So we did a couple races in 2014. We sponsored Blake Cook with the Leaf Filter car in all of 2015 in the Xfinity Series. And then got to the point where we said, all right, this is going well. We do like the advertising and marketing opportunity because we were generating a bunch of leads. We were generating a bunch of business, but we were also spending millions of dollars. So, being entrepreneurial and, curious about the sport, ownership wise, got into that part of it. And so in 2016 started our own, really that was our first season. Started our own team, and we've run the Leaf Filter car, the whole time, and it's been really great. We're having success as a race team, but it's been really successful as a marketing tool for Leaf Filter and Leaf Home Solutions and the whole Leaf Home, all of our other businesses. It's just been a really great opportunity. So, not only do we win trophies, but we actually get to make money from our companies in the meantime, which is great.
Yeah, that's a great synergy for between the two companies, or all your companies actually. So next gen race car, it's on the minds of everybody out there. We're going to see that in 2022. Did that help you make your decision going to Cup next year because it's a brand new situation for everybody?
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things that just lined up perfectly. For us, even to announce and say that we're going to be in the Cup Series full time next year. We feel like we're a next generation ownership, a next generation owner. We feel like we're a next generation team. We're trying to make a difference in the sport and kind of do things different than everybody else. But we're super excited about, the next gen car. It was cool watching those guys at Daytona, the other day, and see those things on the track for the first time. And, I don't know that it played a role in us going to Cup full time. Actually, we were we're running 8 or 9 races this year in the Cup Series to get ready for being full-time next year. You guys know we bought 2 charters, so we're committed full-time to doing that. But because of COVID last year, it really kept us out of even running any races in the Cup Series. Nobody was able to qualify. I mean, it's similar to what it is this year. If you don't have the points, if you don't have the charters, we weren't really able to do that. So it really postponed our decision like a whole year. And we just so happen to be kind of blessed by having a next generation car. We feel like it's going to, nobody knows, but I mean, we feel like it's going to level the playing field a little bit to allow us maybe to have some success, with the other teams that have been doing this for 50 years. We'll see, we'll see how it plays out.
And so you got Justin Haley and AJ Allmendinger part-time in the Cup Series. That's got to be, it's good to have a veteran on board as well.
Well, it is great to have AJ. He's taught these guys so much, especially Justin. I mean, Justin came to us when he was 19 years old. So even when we signed him, we kind of wanted to celebrate with some champagne or some beer, and we couldn't even do that for 2 years until he was old enough to even to drink a beer. But we certainly after Daytona last week had a bunch of champagne together. But no, having a veteran like AJ has really helped our program. Even we feel that way over the next several years when we're in the Cup Series, that I think AJ is going to help our drivers, and we want him to help our program. It wasn't necessarily a situation, even when we were in the Xfinity Series over the last few years, we wanted to win races, but really we just want to get better. I mean, it takes a really good driver to make your whole program better and make the crew chiefs better, make the engineers better, and just everybody grow together. And when you see a team come together like our team has, and everybody's working together and they're in it, they're really in it to win it, and they're there for each other, and just try to get better and put yourself in a position every single week that you can win the race if the circumstances are right, then, that's what happens. So we've been fortunate enough, even this year, to win, I think we've won 4 Xfinity races and the Cup race. And, we've got a whole, 10 races, 9 races to go. And so we're excited about it.
Absolutely. You've seen success in business, success on the racetrack this year, and you're giving back in the way of charity. Tell us more about Kaulig Giving and your partnership with the NASCAR Foundation and Speedy Bear Brigade, all that stuff, and how people can get involved with you guys.
Yeah, you guys. I mean, so Thursday, it's National Teddy Bear Day. I mean, I know there's a national holiday or whatever actually for everything now, but it's National Teddy Bear Day. So, no, the NASCAR Foundation has, for the last 5 years, done what they call the Speedy Bear Brigade. Started in 2017. It actually started with 14 locations. Now, Kaulig Giving, my charitable giving part, I have charitable giving programs. We, as Kaulig Giving, we've given this year to over 100 501c3 organizations. So we've really gotten involved with the NASCAR Foundation, and we're actually sponsoring and giving $25,000 to this cause. And so it's participating in 50 hospitals coast to coast. We're giving away 5,700 Speedy Bears, and they're they have NASCAR Foundation on them. They have, we've put together, it's for these kids in the hospital. So we put together these boxes. So they're cardboard boxes that we call houses, and they're you can color them. So we have coloring books, we have crayons, we have a Justin Haley number 11 leaf filter Matchbox car in all of these packages. And so we're going around the country and we're giving them. I personally will be with Chris Rice, the president of our of Kaulig Racing, at Akron Children's Hospital here in Northeast Ohio. We're going to be down there at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning and just give a bunch of bears to these kids that could use a hug, could use some joy in their life. And it's a really cool thing on National Teddy Bear Day that the NASCAR foundation does that we're helping out with.
That sounds really special. It brings a smile to kids' faces for sure. Matt Kaulig, I totally appreciate the time. This was your first appearance on the Final Lap, and we've been doing this since 2004, so I totally appreciate you being on, and we hope to have you on in the future. Good luck this year with your Xfinity Series championship run, and of course next year with your Cup Series run. So thanks so much to Matt Kaulig for being on the show.
Well, thanks, guys. It was great to be on the show. Anytime you guys want me on the show, I'll be on, and best of luck to everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Like us at facebook.com/thefinallap.